Did you know the average first-time buyer in the UK now needs over £60,000 for a house deposit, and in London it's closer to £100,000? For most people, that's completely out of reach, and that's exactly why schemes like Rent to Buy have gained so much attention. But is it actually a smart way to get onto the property ladder in 2025? Or just another scheme that sounds good but leaves you stuck renting forever? In this video, I'll break down how Rent to Buy works right now, the pros and cons, what's changed in 2025, and who it actually benefits. If you're serious about buying your first home or just want to understand your options in today's housing market, do me a favour and hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into it. What is Rent to Buy? Rent to Buy is a government-backed scheme designed to help people get onto the property ladder, especially if you can't afford to buy right now but want to in a few years. Here's how it works. You rent a newly built home at around 20% below the local market rent. During that period, typically up to 5 years, you're encouraged to save for a deposit. At the end of the rental period, you're given the opportunity to buy the property, often with a shared ownership model. So you're essentially renting with the option to buy, but no obligations. It's supposed to help you build stability and save up at the same time, but as we'll see, it's not quite that simple. Who is it for? Rent to Buy is aimed at first-time buyers, people returning to the housing market after a break, such as a divorce, households earning less than £80,000 a year outside of London, or less than £90,000 in London, people who can't afford to buy a home outright but could do with some help in a few years. It's often seen as a stepping stone. You don't need a deposit up front, and you get a chance to settle into your home while you save. But let's be real, just because you qualify doesn't mean it's the best fit for you. How Rent to Buy works in practice. Here's what typically happens. You apply through a housing association or developer offering rent to buy properties in your area. If accepted, you sign a tenancy agreement, often for 2 to 5 years, at a discounted rent. During that time, you're expected to save money, improve your credit, and potentially access other schemes like shared ownership or help to buy ISAs. At the end of the period, you may be offered the chance to buy either the full property or a percentage of it via shared ownership. An important consideration is that you're not guaranteed to buy. The housing association isn't obliged to sell to you, and you're not obliged to buy it either. What's changed in 2025? Rent to Buy has been around for over a decade, but in 2025 there have been a few key shifts. Post-COVID building boom. More rent to buy homes are available than before, especially in areas like the Midlands and the Northwest. Inflation and interest rates. With interest rates still high in 2025 compared to pre-2020, buying a home is more expensive, so renting first is more attractive. Tighter affordability checks. Mortgage lenders in 2025 are a lot stricter, so using the rent to buy period to fix your credit or save a bigger deposit is more important than ever. New build quality issues. Some rent to buy homes are built cheaply. There's growing concern over the build quality. Always check your home thoroughly before signing anything. Pros and cons. Let's break down the advantages and disadvantages. Pros. Reduced rent helps you save faster. You get to live in the home before you commit to buying it. No deposit required to move in. Can work well with shared ownership or lifetime ISAs. Helps people with low income or poor credit get mortgage ready. Cons. It's not available everywhere and there's a limited supply. There's no guarantee you'll be offered to buy at the end. If house prices rise, you might not be able to afford it later. You may have to apply for shared ownership instead of full ownership. You're still renting, so you don't build up equity until you buy it. Who is it actually for? Rent to Buy can work well if you're earning a stable income but need time to save a deposit, your credit history is damaged but improving, you've recently changed careers or gone self-employed, you live in an area where Rent to Buy is widely available. But it's not great if you already have a deposit and qualify for a mortgage now, you're unsure about staying in the area long term, you want to build equity as soon as possible. In other words, it's not a one-size-fits-all. How to apply it and what to watch out for. If you're interested, here's how to move forward. Check availability on local council housing sites and Homes England. Look for housing associations or developers offering rent to buy in your area. Prepare your documents, income proof, ID, tenancy history, and a credit report. Ask the key questions. Will I definitely be able to buy at the end? What happens if my income drops? What percentage of the property will be available to purchase? And the big one, don't assume the price will stay the same. If the housing markets rise, you might find the property becomes unaffordable in a few years. And always get legal advice before signing a rent to buy agreement. Alternatives to consider. If rent to buy doesn't feel right, here are some other options. Shared ownership, where you buy a portion of a home and pay the rent on the rest. First Home Scheme. This offers discounts on new builds for key workers and local buyers. Help to Buy ISAs or Lifetime ISAs. These are tax-free bonuses towards your deposit. Buying with friends or family. Using joint mortgages are becoming more common. Guarantor mortgages. This is where a family member helps you get on the property ladder. And of course, renting and saving independently still works, especially if you can cut costs or increase income. So, is rent to buy worth it in 2025? Well, it can be, but only if you use your time wisely to save. You're realistic about the risks and you understand that it's a stepping stone, not a guaranteed solution. The property market is tough right now, but schemes like rent to buy can offer breathing space if you know how to use them properly. Let me know in the comments, would you consider rent to buy, or have you had any experience with it? If you found this video useful, do me a favour, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one.